From WEEK, your home team. This is 25 News Today.
Good morning. Welcome to 25 News Today, the calm after the storm.
Thank
Many
goodness.
people here in central Illinois waking up unscathed this morning. Other parts of the area starting to pick up the pieces.
The National Weather Service will be out in Washburn, Ottawa, and Naplate after tornadoes touched down there last night. In Ottawa, authorities say one person died after a tree was uprooted. There was also damage at a LaSalle County nursing home. Some officials posted this video on Facebook saying there were no serious injuries, thank goodness. OSF officials tell us 14 people were taken to local hospitals for treatment. At last report, one of those injured was in critical condition and taken to a Peoria hospital.
You know, storms can strike at any moment. Just ask the mayor of Naplate, that's southwest of Ottawa. The Ottawa Times reports at least a dozen homes were damaged there. The Pilkington Glass Factory, the Village Grill hit. The village's mayor says someone stopped by the fire station and was talking to him and police when the tornado hit.
We come inside the fire station here, and it's probably 30 seconds, and went outside. It was a different story. Just we seen stuff flying through the air, signs, parts of roofs, and tree limbs.
And what were you thinking?
Oh well, here we go. But it's a mess out there, and
Governor Bruce Rauner and the National Weather Service survey teams will be in LaSalle County later today to assess the damage.
Storm-weary residents of Washburn may also get a visit from the governor. Washburn hit by a suspected tornado as well last night. The National Weather Service says the twister hit about 5:30 Tuesday evening. Authorities say 8 homes were damaged, including a garage that was torn off a house. 2 of the other homes had gas leaks. Ameren crews were on the scene to check the homes before they cleared anyone to walk near them. One person we spoke to says she's just thankful to be alive.
I thought perhaps that the garage was gone, but you know, because I heard most of the noise, you know, in that end of the house, and I was still at the north end of the house. So, and I thought, well, I'll just wait until we see what happens next. But the good Lord was good to me, and all those things can be replaced. I don't need to take them to heaven with me at all.
Many homeowners say they had to spend the night elsewhere with family and friends. What a night, and Nick Jansen was there for all of it. You were working a very long day yesterday, and this morning it truly is the calm after the storm.
Yeah, we'll be dealing with maybe some drizzly type conditions early this morning, and it's actually getting a lot colder. We started temperatures off at 50 at 4:30, already down to 45 degrees. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick. We'll take a look at the radar in just a second. But again, yesterday we had the severe weather. Today won't be dealing with that, although those storms are still trucking along down to our southeast. Currently in our area, maybe some drizzly type conditions moving into central Illinois through the next hour or so. So maybe some light showers early this morning. But that storm system that moved through the area along a cold front late last night, that brought at least some strong straight line winds upwards of 58 to 60 miles per hour at times, and then some large hail as well. Still counted right around 10 to 11 severe thunderstorm warnings along this line of showers and thunderstorms. So still moving along, still has plenty of energy early this morning. 45 degrees currently in Peoria, down to 40 now in Galesburg. Those temperatures will level off as they continue to fall down into the lower 40s later this afternoon. I'll have a recap on all the severe weather that we had across central Illinois coming up later in the broadcast.
All right, Nick, thanks. It is St. Jude Dream Home Phone-a-thon Day here at 25 News. Call 309-698-3742 to get your ticket. Tickets are $100. Today is the final day to be eligible for the early bird drawing, which is a $3,000 shopping spree at Kroger. Of course, all of these efforts benefiting the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Now to our Decision 2017 election coverage.
As expected, not a lot of you voted on Tuesday's primary. Those of you who did narrowed the field in several local races.
In Peoria, it will be incumbent Jim Artis in the mayor's race facing off against Corey Thomas in the April 4th election. The mayor getting the lion's share of the votes. Thomas currently working at the Peoria Food Bank. Artis is looking for his 4th term as mayor.
In Bloomington, incumbent Mayor Terry Renner will face off against City Alderman Kevin Lauer in the April election. Renner took nearly half of the votes from the 15% of voters who turned out for Tuesday's election.
In Bartonville, Oliver Dale Jacobs Jr. picks up the nod for mayor, and longtime mayor of Washington, Garry holds on to the job.
In the Peoria City Council races, it will be incumbent 4th District Councilman Jim Montalongo facing off against former police officer Mike Edelman.
And for the at-large council spot, Zach Euler, John Kelly, and Sid Ruckriegel will all advance to the April ballot. There are 4 people that were to be chosen, and the 4th spot was too close to call. Amir El-Sami appears to be the 4th person that will advance to the April ballot. He has 8 more votes than Robert Hanauer. A recount might be in order.
Democrat Frank Abnauer will compete against Republican Dan Sullivan for Peoria Township Supervisor.
And for complete election results, you can head to week.com or our 25 News Facebook page.
Turning to national politics, as President Donald Trump lays out his vision for the country during a speech to a joint session of Congress. During Tuesday night's speech, the president defended controversial policies pushed by his administration. The president also delivered his speech in a more conciliatory tone and promised to bring Americans together. Mr. Trump urged lawmakers to repeal and replace Obamacare, vowed to secure the nation's borders, and pushed for immigration reform. The president also took time out during his speech to talk about the raid that led up to the death of a Central Illinois Navy SEAL. The wife of Senior Chief Petty Officer William Ryan Owens attended Tuesday night's speech. A very emotional moment here as Owens died of wounds suffered during a raid in Yemen last month against al-Qaeda. Mr. Trump insisted the mission was successful despite Owens' death, saying Owens had died battling against terrorism and securing our nation.
Ryan laid down his life for his friends, for his country, and for our freedom, and we will never forget Ryan.
Owens' widow, Karen, received a prolonged standing ovation from those in the chamber. She had tears streaming down her face as she mouthed, "I love you," looking upward.
Now to a story we're following up on this morning. Crime news, and Peoria police have arrested 3 people in connection with the city's most recent homicide. Authorities say they found the body of the victim, 63-year-old Garrison Collins, in the basement of a home in the 1400 block of South Stanley just before 1 o'clock yesterday morning. The Peoria County coroner says the victim was shot once in the neck. No weapon was found. Authorities say 21-year-old Jamia Sherd, 27-year-old Michael Howard, and 20-year-old Samantha Gordon were arrested Tuesday. All 3 face charges of first-degree murder and armed robbery.
Coming up on 25 News Today, we head back to the newsroom for our St. Jude Dream Home phone-a-thon.
That's right. You can call 698-3742, 698-3742 to get your ticket and be eligible to win a fantastic prize. We'll be right back.
You're watching 25 News Today with Garry Moore, Gina Morss, and meteorologist Nick Jansen. 25 News is your home team.
Well, good morning and welcome back. We're about 15 minutes until the top of the hour here. Temperatures so far this morning falling down into the 40s. Before we get into today's forecast, let's first recap all of the severe weather that we saw last night. So we're going to start things off at looking at the radar yesterday at right around 4:45. This is when we really started to see things start to intensify. So I'm going to circle some of the cells that we were tracking last night. So this would have been the Washburn tornado yesterday that just went through Woodford County. That started in Stark County and continued to moved off to the east right to around 45 to 50 miles per hour. Now the other tornadic cell that was within these embedded supercells was actually well off to our north, right near I-80, near the Ottawa area. So that was the cell right there where we actually had unfortunately one fatality with that. So that cell kept moving off to the northeast right around 45 to 50 miles per hour. Now, the cell down to our south here near I-74, that was the cell that we tracked throughout the night last night. That was our tornado maker in our viewing area that kept moving off to the northeast again, right around 45 miles per hour. Now, models handled this situation extremely well yesterday. As we zoom out, that was our first round of showers and thunderstorms that we talked about throughout much of the day yesterday during the morning show, and then also at noon yesterday as well. Our second line of showers and thunderstorms really started to fire up right around 8:30. It was interesting to see we still had enough moisture content in the atmosphere, enough instability to continue to see redevelopment right here as thunderstorms continued to fire up. This ended up producing 2 radar-indicated tornado warnings down to our south near Beardstown, and then once again near I-80. Strong wind speeds were associated with that line of showers and thunderstorms, and those thunderstorms are still continuing to truck off to our way well down to our southeast. So they're still trucking along so far with severe thunderstorm warnings associated with that. Now, we do have one photo to pass along. Gene Paletto, the Washburn tornado yesterday. So we will get updates from the National Weather Service later on this afternoon. They'll do at least to go out and survey the areas in Ottawa and in Washburn to get a better idea of exactly what type of tornado we were looking at and some of the estimated wind speeds with that, and give it go ahead and give it a ranking on the EF scale later on this afternoon. Now, those thunderstorms that I said are continuing to move quickly off to the southeast. Still see plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings with that line of showers and thunderstorms that moved through our area just yesterday. So a quick recap again: 2 confirmed tornadoes in Washburn and Ottawa. We were also dealt with quite a bit of large hail. We saw anywhere from ping pong size hail all the way up to golf ball size. So for very large hail, that's right under 2 inches in diameter. So pretty large hail yesterday. And then wind speed, especially with that second round of showers and thunderstorms. Peoria Airport clocked right around 58 miles per hour. So we were 2 miles per hour short of getting that severe thunderstorm warning for the Peoria metro area. Throughout your day today, we'll see some isolated showers potentially late on this afternoon. For the most part, though, we'll be partly cloudy later today. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy. We're dry and cooling things off today, with temperatures already falling down into the middle to lower 40s. 49 would be that high temperature today, so already past our high temperature, with temperatures now down to 45 degrees. Those temperatures will continue to fall through your afternoon hours. Tonight, down to 30 degrees, mostly cloudy, so a little chilly with temperatures falling down below freezing tonight. 43 degrees for that high temperature tomorrow. Heading into the next 7 days, we do improve temperatures heading into the weekend. 59 degrees on Saturday. That does it for weather. I'll send it over to Gina now.
Hey, Nick, thanks. We're back in the newsroom live with Jody Lindsay and all the volunteers from St. Jude. It's the St. Jude Dream Home Phone-a-thon. How about that?
I know. It's here again. It's crazy.
I know. Only 7,000 tickets will be sold, and it sounds like we're already close to 4,000.
Yeah, we're already well over halfway, which is amazing. It just great hearts of Peoria and Central Illinois. I love it.
It is great. Now, remind our viewers why today is a special day.
So today is really important because it's the last day that you can qualify for the Kroger gift card worth $3,000, and that's a very generous gift card.
It sure is.
Yeah, any of us could use that.
And you are very generous. Your team at Bob Lindsay Honda is generous because of the vehicle that you're providing. If you don't win the car or the home, you might win a car, right?
Very much so, yes. We're giving away the new Honda HR-V, which is the smaller SUV in the Honda family. 2017, it's beautiful. We're more than happy to give this car away. We're excited.
That's fun. Bremer's also giving away a beautiful piece of jewelry, right?
Yes.
And let's not forget this lovely home that we're looking at right now. The Ironwood team again joining the volunteers, and so many of the trades members are donating their time to build it, right?
Exactly. I mean, so much goes into building this beautiful home, and this is all done out of heart. They're all doing this and donating their time and their heart because they know it's going straight to St. Jude to help these kids.
That's right. The open houses will begin later this month on March 18th, continuing until April, and remind people when the big day is for the drawing.
Yes, so the drawing is at the end of April. We're looking at April 23rd.
Right?
Yes, April 23rd, which is going to be here before we know it because it's already March 1st.
How about that? Well, you can call in now to get your ticket reserved for that early bird drawing for the Kroger shopping spree, and of course the house. 698-3742 is the number. Jody, thanks, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back. Today is the first day of March, and when we think of March, we think of March Madness. And how about 20 years ago? It has been 20 years since the Peoria Manual Rams took the Illinois basketball scene by storm.
That's when the Rams became March Madness legends and Peoria's forever champions.
Forever.
That's
Jim
right.
Jansen takes a look back.
Go. This is what we've been waiting for, fellas.
March 1996, the Peoria Manual Rams win their third straight state title. Moments after the win, the Rams were already thinking of 1997 and history.
What about next year? It could happen. It could happen.
The 1997 Peoria Manual Rams had one goal, four-peat, to become Illinois' first ever team to win 4 straight state titles. The Manual Rams stars remember the joy of 94, 95, and 96. But in 1997, they remember the pressure.
Now, senior year, it's all on you now. So you can't win the first 3 and not win your senior year. And so that was the most important. We had to close the deal.
It wasn't fun anymore. It was business. And now you got some 17-year-old kids, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids on a business level.
The 1997 Manual Rams traveled all over the country. Manual beat ranked teams from 8 different states, winning games and fans nationwide.
We from Peoria. We hard-nosed, we tough. We're not going to back down no matter how big, no matter what school you come from. We from Peoria, and we're going to bring it.
With 3 high school All-Americans, Sergio McLean, Marcus Griffin, and Frankie Williams, the Peoria Manual Rams accomplished the four-peat. 20 years ago, they won a 4th straight state title.
I was part of the first 2, and those guys carried it on for the next couple of years, and then became national champs. I mean, it was just pride. It was just happy to see that.
It's unbelievable. To win one, you have to be good and you have to be lucky. Very lucky. To win all 4 years, it's unbelievable.
The 97 Peoria Manual Rams were honored in Springfield as Illinois state champs. They were honored at the White House as USA Today national champs. But their real honor was representing the south side of Peoria. These national hoop stars were poor kids from the projects of Peoria.
Where I was from the Harrison homes, south side of Peoria. I love the Harrison, and so when you get somebody that's from that neighborhood and they're shining positively, it just let kids all in that type of atmosphere know that you can be on TV, go to college, and be successful.
And from where we grew up on the south end, odds are against you. You make it through there, you pretty much can make it anywhere.
We felt like people looked down on us. We felt like we were spit on. What makes the deal so sweet is how can a group of thugs, a group of kids from the south side be able to do something that nobody else has been able to do in Peoria or throughout the state of Illinois.
Greatest team of all time was?
The 97 Peoria Manual Rams.
No doubt.
No doubt. Ain't even a question.
No question.
And Jim will continue his look back at the 1997 March Madness, the year the Rams won their 4th straight championship. The Rams won 95, 96, 97 state titles under the direction of Wayne McLean. Coach McLean was named the 1997 USA Today National Coach of the Year. He was a coach and father figure to most of the Rams players. Those players certainly miss their old coach after Wayne passed away 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, he might get mad at you sometimes, but he loves you just like he loves his own kids. It's just, I miss him like crazy, man. I wish I could go back, and have more conversations with him, but.
Tonight at 10 o'clock, Jim Jansen looks back at the 2 Hall of Fame coaches who led Manual's four-peat, Coach McLean and Coach Dick Van Syock.
All right, time to see what's trending this morning. This guy has a little bit of something to do with that, as we've said all morning.
The weather trending.
Yes, we're looking at weather trending at least this morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the radar from last night and kind of walk through exactly what Chuck Collins and I were kind of looking at, and Lisa Michaels, what we were looking at on the satellite and radar yesterday, and some of the warnings that were issued across the area. So there was 2 warned storms across the area. So those 2 confirmed tornadoes that went through Washburn and then into Ottawa. So I'll circle right now those warned storms from yesterday. So right along I-74, that's where the Washburn tornado started out at right around 443. And then that second warned storm was near Ottawa. Those storms continue to move off to the northeast right around 45 to 50 miles per hour. So those were the warned storms that we were watching yesterday. They continue to move off, as I said, to the northeast right around 45 to 50 miles per hour, and those were the 2 confirmed tornadoes that we were watching, at least tracking yesterday. I'll have other details on today's forecast coming up just right after the break.
And we're less than 30 seconds before heading to the Today Show. We've been live here in the newsroom this morning for the St. Jude Dream Home Phone-a-thon.
Yes, and you know, everything here is St. Jude. Everything. Look at this. Even the laptops
That's right.
are St. Jude. 698-3742.
And of course, much more on the devastating tornadoes from our weather team later today at midday and noon. The Today Show is next.